Hello everybody, my name is Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is the Frugal Cottage where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is another cash envelope stuffing video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let's get started. So I feel like April is kind of disappearing from beneath me. Like I can't believe it's over halfway through already. I feel like I've kind of lost a bit of time. I know that might not make any sense, but in terms of spending, I feel like we're still on track with our spending habits. I know I haven't done a cash envelope stuffing video last week, but I am kind of keeping to the same systems. I'm tracking my no spend days, my budget plan and all that. So this is just another update in terms of using our cash envelope system. As always, I will leave a link below to the binder. It's just on Amazon, as are the envelopes. I'll leave a link to those as always. So I'll get these out. I've actually taken the cash out of all of my cash envelopes before I started. There wasn't that much in there, to be fair, so it's why I just did that, and that just goes into my savings challenge envelope. If you've not followed my channel before, I'll leave a link below to the savings challenges that I'm doing this year, and that's where that money has been put into. So the first one, so bear in mind these are all empty. So the first one is food. So I have, how many envelopes I have? I have 5 different cash envelopes I'm going to talk about today, and food is the first one. So it is empty. We are kind of running a bit low on freezer stuff, so I tend to, if you've not watched this before, so what I do is I tend to do 1 week where food spends are slightly higher and I kind of get an extra kind of couple of things for the freezer. So that might be meat, it might be kind of like meal packs, or I might buy more and then batch cook and then put that in the freezer. So either way the freezer kind of gets restocked every other week. And then the week where it's not, I then use things from the freezer, and that's how that balances out. I have got a video coming up. It's on the schedule for next Friday about how to feed your family for £50 a week. So I'll go into more detail during that video about how to balance that. But that's the plan. But this week it's going to be £60 in the food envelope. So 20, 40, 60. £60 is going to go in there. So I'm going to try and aim to get a couple of extra things to put in the freezer this week. With that, I feel like that's probably the plan for this week. Like I said, it is getting, and it's also, I've kind of used a lot of my batch cooking foods recently from the freezer. So when I say that, it's things like bolognese sauce, chili, curry, things that freeze really well, and the kind of the impact of freezing is really minimal, so they taste fine when they're defrosted and used again. So there's £60 in the food envelope first of all. The second one is petrol. So normally I put £30 in here, but actually the petrol I think is just under half in the car at the moment. So I'm going to put £20 in petrol because I think that will be enough for now. So it's slightly less than normal there, but it's because I already feel like there's quite a bit of petrol left in the car. And we'll see how that goes. We are travelling slightly more in the car, especially on weekends now that we're allowed to go different places or slightly further than we have been. But as of yet, the impact of that is not too bad on kind of petrol consumption or how much we need to put in the car. So hopefully that will continue. So there's £20 in the petrol envelope there. Miscellaneous is things like household, the cats, everything else. I say that every time I make these videos, but I always get questions about what our miscellaneous budget covers, or questions on, oh well, you don't have a category for this. If I don't have a category for something, that's because it comes under this miscellaneous envelope, and it's just an easier way of kind of tracking all of that all together rather than having like 10, 12, 15 different cash envelope categories. It's easier for me, this is obviously my system, to have them all under the miscellaneous umbrella, and it kind of goes through there. So miscellaneous, I'm trying to think if I don't think I need anything particularly like big spends this week for this. I'm going to put £20 in anyway in here, because I know that every time I say, oh, I don't need much in the miscellaneous envelope, I end up needing quite a lot. But as far as I can tell, judging kind of on levels of things, I don't think I do. But there's £20 in there. And of course, if I don't spend near that, it just goes in my savings challenge anyway. So that's not a bad thing either. So £20, I don't even think I need, oh, I might need cat food actually. I might need dried cat food. We get our dried cat food from Pets at Home, and we get kind of like quite a big sack of dried cat food, the biggest one we can get that will fit in our cupboard anyway. But our cupboard isn't particularly massive, but I get the one that fits in our cupboard. But it's a kind of a bigger expense, a bigger outlay, but it lasts a while. So that might be where that goes this week. Children, so finally I'm going to put money in here that I know will be spent this week on the children's budget, because finally they are both having their hair cut this week, and let me tell you, they are in desperate need. So I have 2 boys, they're in desperate need of having their hair cut, so I'm really pleased that I've been able to get them in there to get their hair cut. And I think she said on the message that it would be £16 for both of them, like in total. So I'm going to put £20 in there for that. So I'm happy that they're finally getting their hair cut, because I've tried to do it during lockdown, but let me tell you, it's not been the best of looks for them. So £20 in the children's envelope. So that will be for a change, because you know, I've made these videos for so long, I get to the end of the week and they're £10–20 is still left in here. That will be gone by the next weekend. So finally their budget is being touched, which, you know, that's what it's there for. But for so long we just haven't had to spend any of it because we've not done anything. But that comes out of that, so that's £20 in there. And eating out, you can see I've got the last £10 there. That's going to go in our eating out. And I'm not going to lie, most of the time this ends up going on a Costa coffee for me, because I love them, and it's a bit of a treat on a Friday once I've made it to the end of the week, and I am so, like, more than happy with that setup. I know that, you know, when you read personal finance things and they say, oh well, if you go for coffee every day you're basically ruining your life. And yet the principle behind that is if you have lots of little spends every day, then yes, they do add up. But I do this once a week on a Friday, and I get it's my favourite, I get a chai latte on a Friday morning after dropping them off at school, and it's just that little bit, isn't it? And I'm fine with that. So £10 in the eating out budget there. Most of that's for me. So to recap, there's £10 in eating out, £20 in the children that's going to go on their haircuts. I feel like because I've got so used to them having kind of like quite long, maybe slightly out of control hair, that when they get their haircut and it'll be nice and neat and kind of like, you know, how we used to be, they're going to look really, really different. I feel like my 5-year-old is going to look a lot older once he's got his hair cut properly. So we'll see. Does anyone else, if you're a parent, feel, you know, when little things like that change about your child's appearance, it makes them feel a lot older, even though they're not, like, they've not changed, have they? But anyway, let me know if you feel like that as a parent. You know, it's one of the things people don't tell you about. Anyway, miscellaneous is £20. Petrol is £20 and food is £20, and they are my cash envelopes for the week ahead. Like I said, I've got that food budget, I suppose we'd call it, video coming up a week on Friday. If you've still got any questions about kind of how to keep your food budget down, or general things about our own food budget, because I share a lot about the fact that I keep it around £50 a week, leave them down below. I haven't quite finished that video yet, so I can add things in if people still have questions. So if you've got any questions, let me know. And are you using the cash envelope system? Are you finding that it's working for you? You know, I go on about it all the time, about how it has kind of transformed our lives, and it absolutely has. I feel like I have so much more control when I use this system as opposed to just using my card. I'm much more tempted to be an impulse shopper when I just have my card. This system helps me to not do that, and that's why I love it. So yeah, let me know down below how you're getting on. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again with a new video very soon.